Hi students, Department of Technical Education, Telangana. My name is T. Rajsekhar, working as a lecturer in Civil Engineering, SRRS GPT Sircilla Polytechnic College. Today I am going to teach you the subject of Surveying Leveling. This is for the first year second sem Diploma in Civil Engineering students, and your subject code is 18C 205C, and today's topic is component parts of leveling instrument. In the previous class we have discussed regarding the leveling process, objectives. On completion of this period you would be able to types of leveling instruments, identify component parts of dumpy level. So this is very important topic in your class. So we are going to see what are the instruments used for the leveling and what are the component parts are required for a dumpy level, whether it is a auto level or Agni level or tilting level. So once we recap, in the last class we have discussed that definition of leveling, purpose of leveling, concept of level surface. So coming to the definition of leveling, we have seen that it is the art of determining the relative positions or points on the surface of beneath or surface of the earth. That is known as leveling. And the purpose of leveling is used in all the ways while the surveying to measure the ground levels. And the concept of level surface, it is below the datum surface. So now let us see types of leveling instruments. So coming to here, the first one is mainly used, the instrument is dumpy level. So in our civil engineering, wherever we go to the sites, normally to measure the ground levels, the dumpy level instrument is used. So this is the very easy and accurate instrument which is used to measure the ground levels. So everyone can learn and very easily, and everyone can take the measurements very easily and write in the field book. So this dumpy level is very useful nowadays in the survey. And the next one is Y level. So this Y level is nothing but it is the oldest model. In the previous days, olden days, they have used it before the dumpy level comes. So this Y level is very hard and tough to do the measurements and take the measurements very quickly and fastly. So it takes more time to take the measurements at the time of in the previous olden days. And another one is modern tilting level. So this is the another one instrument we will call it as modern tilting level. So this instrument is name itself as tilting. So that means the movement will be there in the tilting movement, that is up and down. So that's nowadays this instrument is used very lessly. And the fourth one is finally automatic level. So here dumpy level and automatic level are used frequently in nowadays in every survey. So wherever the dumpy level and automatic level are just like same, adjustments will be there, the bubble tube will be there, and the same process taking of measurements are equal. So nothing but the dumpy level and automatic level names are different. So what is dumpy level and why it is used? Main concept you can see here. The prime reason for using dumpy level over other leveling instruments is its accuracy. So this dumpy level is used on the based on accuracy. Why we are using this dumpy level is, that means and the base of accuracy means the distance. Okay, a dumpy level is known as for high accuracy values for most of the tachyometric methods. So these tachyometric methods are nothing but using with the diaphragm. Okay, this dumpy level is used for the higher accuracy. Higher accuracy values means for the long distance values we can measure very easily. Here the accuracy of a dumpy level can be within 1:4000 for every 100 meters. So here it is the accuracy of the dumpy level is mentioned here. That is, suppose 1 meter is equal to 4000. That is nothing but 4000 meters or 4000 mm. So it is nothing but the dumpy level accuracy. So that is for the every 100 meters it will be having. So nearly we can measure with this dumpy level at a frequent of very good with eyesight. Okay, so these accuracy values will be most usually useful for the dumpy level. You can see the line sketch of dumpy level. So this is the diagram of a line diagram of dumpy level. So we can see the 1, 2, 3 numbers are mentioned. These are the component parts. You can see, let us see the diagram component parts. So figure 1, it is nothing but sectional view of dumpy level. So the first one is mentioned, that is called telescope. So this number 1 is written telescope. So this telescope is used for the sighting the objects. Okay, this telescope portion which is there, this is number 1. This portion which is there up to here, you can see the line which I am drawing, this is totally a telescope. So up to here you can see in this portion which is there, this total portion we will call it as telescope. So in this the total maintenance will be done. So this telescope is nothing but a for sighting the objects is used. And the second one is eyepiece. This one is eyepiece. So from here, this eyepiece, we will be seeing the object. That means the arrow mark which I have shown here. So with our naked eye, we will seeing from this object glass to this side. Okay, we are seeing from this side. This is nothing but a eyepiece. And the third one is ray shade. This is known as ray shade. So the ray shade is nothing but it is like a iron type particle, just like a sheet. It is a protective sheet for the telescope. Okay, this is a protective sheet with a round thin coated, it will be there with a galvanized sheet, that is called as ray shade. Okay, and the fourth one is objective end. So here see, we can see this is the objective end. So when we see from the number 2 eyepiece, the object which is appeared will be seen from the fourth one. This is known as object glass. So when an object is in front of instrument, just suppose this is a leveling staff. So when it is in front of it, we can be sighting from the number 2 to 4. That is known as object. Okay, and we will call it as object glass also. This we will call it as object glass. This portion we will call it as object glass. And the fifth one is longitudinal bubble. So this is the longitudinal bubble. We can see here this one, the black color which is shaded, this portion is called bubble tube, and this bubble tube will be moving to and fro. That is one side, and zigzag it will be moving on. When we rotate the foot screws, this will be moving in zigzag. Okay, so that is to and fro movement will be there, whether up, whether down, or in the circle it will be rotating all corners. It is known as longitudinal bubble. And coming to the sixth one, focusing screw. So where is the focusing screw? You can see here the dotted lines which are there. So this portion is called focusing screw. Why this focusing screw is used here? So to focus the object, that means for clear visible. So in our mobile phones we can see the object which is in the far distance, we will be taking the for the zoom. Okay, so just like this, when you do this focusing screw, the object which is there at the far distance are also, or any the clear lines which in the object glass, the diaphragm lines will be visible very clearly. So while doing the focusing screw, we have to keep a white paper in front of the object glass. So when we keep the white paper in the object glass, the diaphragm which are there present in the three lines which are present in the diaphragm, like this in the object glass, one center line will be there, vertical, and the horizontal will be there, and one upper and one lower. So these lines will be there in the fourth one, that is objective end, objective glass. So by this focusing screw we can clearly sight the object. And the seventh one is foot screws. So where are the foot screws? So this one is foot screws. So these foot screws are for the setting of the instrument of the bubble tube. So when we rotate these foot screws to and fro, whether inside or outside, the bubble tube will be moving on. So when the bubble tube moves to the center, that is the fixing point of the instrument. And the eighth one is upper parallel plate tie back. So where is the eighth one? This is the eighth one. So we will call it as this one as upper tie back plate. This is the parallel to the instrument. And diaphragm adjusting screws. So these are the diaphragm adjusting screws. At the top of the telescope we can see a small screws will be there. So with this we can adjust the diaphragm. And 10th one is bubble tube adjusting screws. So we can see here the 10th number. So this is the bubble tube adjusting. So with these screws the bubble tube will be fixed properly, so that when it is loose or any damaged, we can open it with these screws, or we can repair with the help of this bubble tube adjusting screws. And the 11th one is traverse bubble tube. So we can see here the 11th one which is produced, that is traverse bubble tube. So that will be the in here top of the portion, that is the traverse bubble tube will be. At the instrument point we can see that is traverse bubble tube. So here in the diagram it is not mentioned. And the 12th one is foot plate. So where is the foot plate? This is the foot plate. We will call it as this portion as foot plate. So this foot plate is for the standing on the tripod stand. On the top of the tripod stand, this foot plate will be fixed with the help of dumpy level. And the 13th one is clamp screw. So this is a clamp screw. This, when we tightened this one, the telescope will not be rotated. When you lose this clamp screw, the telescope will be rotated 360 degrees. And the 14th one is slow motion screw. So here you can see this is a slow motion screw. So this telescope which is on the top of this screw, it will be moving very slowly. When we rotate the instrument 360 degrees, this screw will also be rotating. And 15th one is inner cone. So this portion which is there, you can see, we can observe here the inner portion which is there with the black color lines. This portion is called inner cone. The portion which is there, this is called inner cone. So total maintenance will be done in this inside the instrument. And the 16th one is outer cone. So we can see here this portion is called outer cone. The black color lines which are the edges of the portion. This total portion we will call it as the red color line which I am marking. This is known as outer cone. And the 17th one is tripod head. So finally here we can see this portion is called tripod head. This is very important. So this tripod head will be, on this tripod head this instrument will be fixed. And the 18th one is tripod stand. So this is our tripod with the three legged, it will be there 1, 2 and 3. On 3 tripod legs a base plate will be there, okay, that is called tripod head. So on this dumpy level will be fixed. So when we fix this dumpy level, we have to set up the instrument on the ground, and we have to keep the plumb bob from the center of the point. It will be going to the ground level. Okay, so when this plumb level settles, a peg will be there at the bottom on the ground. So this will be located at the center point. So when the center point is there fixed, after that we have to do these foot screws which are there, number 7. We should be rotate the screws one side and two side, and again with another two side and with one side. So that will be going to explain in the upcoming class. So these are the component parts of a dumpy level. So this is a very important question for your examinations, and the diagram is also very important. So these every component parts, whenever you got the instrument, whenever you go for the practical while doing in the field, first we have to observe the component parts, and we have to check the instrument whether all the component parts are working or not. So that we have to identify first when we are doing the practical. Or any errors are appeared, any bubble tube is damaged, any object glass is damaged, or eyepiece is not visible. So these all frequent check we have to do before the fixing of the instrument. So when we know that these component parts only, we can check the instrument properly. Without knowing these component parts, we cannot check the instrument what is the name of the part. So first one is leveling head. So what is leveling head? So this leveling head consists of two parallel plates. So where is the leveling head? It is there. So this is the number 1. Okay, number 1 telescope portion. Here you can see leveling head consists of two parallel plates, and that is upper plate is called tryback and the lower plate is known as tryback. So we can see here in the number 1 portion we have where is the leveling head, we can see here. So this is called upper portion is called tryback and the lower portion is called tryback. So in this place we can see upper and lower. 3 or 4 foot screws are attached between upper and lower plates. So here where the foot screws are attached in between upper and lower plates. So we can see here where the foot screws are there. So these are the foot screws we can see. So here the foot screws we can see, and this portion which is there, this is known as 8th one is called upper plate. Okay, this is called tryback. This plate is called tryback, and the lower plate which is there, so this is known as the foot plate which is there, we will call it as tryback. Okay, tryback and tryback. These screws are meant for leveling the instrument. So these screws only very useful for the setting of the instrument. So when these foot screws are not working, we cannot set the instrument properly. So this instrument is mainly based on these foot screws. And the number 2 is telescope. The telescope consists of the body of the telescope with focusing arrangements. So here the telescope is consists of, it is the body of telescope with focusing arrangements, object lens or objective, eyepiece, diaphragm. So which is the telescope portion? So in this portion we can see, so this is the telescope portion I am drawing here. So in this we can see, so this is the eyepiece portion. So from this we will be seeing the object. Okay, this is the object glass which is there. This portion is object glass. So the telescope is the main component part in the instrument. Without telescope we cannot sight the object. So object lens, which are nothing but inside this frame we will have the object lens, and in eyepiece also it is very clear to see the small sensitive glass will be there. The diaphragm which is called D, that is in the type of this one. So the center line will be there, cross lines will be there. So these are the lines will be mentioned. So this center line will be there in the center of the telescope. So these lines are there in the object glass. So these lines you can see in the object glass clearly when you focusing the screw. When we focus the screw, we can see this object glass lens. This portion is called diaphragm. Name it as D. And it is fixed on a vertical spindle. So on a vertical spindle inside the frame it is fixed. So their vertical spindle and telescope tube are cast as one piece. So this vertical spindle and telescope tube are cast in one piece only. So both will be there in the one piece. And the next one is focusing the screw. So this is another main important object. The operation of forming or bringing the clear image of the object in the plane of crosshairs is known as focusing. So that means this focusing screw is used for the clear image. Okay, when we fix the instrument on the ground, we cannot see directly to the object. Okay, so some blur will be appeared on the screen. So in order to clear the object or to see the object very clearly, we have to use the focusing screw. The screw will be there just like round. So when we rotate this full screw very slowly, we can see the object somewhat clearer. And here the telescope may be internal or external focusing type. So in sometimes the telescope will be in the internal, okay, or in the external also. The next is the length of the telescope altered during the focusing in the external type. So here in the telescope length we can see when we focus the object, when we rotate the screw, the length in the telescope will be changing. Somewhat the distance will be changing and for making the clear object. So the changes will be appeared in the telescope. And the length of telescope does not alter during the focusing in the internal type. So this will happen in the external type, whereas it is not happen in the internal type. So internal type we cannot have the focusing screw, so that is fixed in the internal itself. So when we keep the object to the eyepiece, from the eyepiece itself we can set the instrument in by the focusing. But in the external type, the length of the telescope will be altered during the focusing. So that is the main focusing screw. And this focusing screw also we have to do, first we have to keep with the white paper. Okay, the telescope which is there like this on this telescope. So when we see from the eyepiece, we have to keep a white paper. So then we have to see the clear object. And the third one is eyepiece. So eyepiece is very important. So if the eyepiece is not clearly there, we cannot see the object. In the most of the surveying telescope, Ramsden eyepiece used. Remember here, in the telescopes which are used in the dumpy levels, whereas auto levels, so it is composed of plano-convex lenses of equal length. So we are using to see the eyepiece, that is name Ramsden. Remember this name, Ramsden eyepiece is used for the nowadays all surveying telescopes, and it is also called plano-convex lenses. So it is the glass which is made with that is nothing but plano-convex lenses, and the distance between them is 2/3 of the focal length. So here in the eyepiece which we are seeing to the object glass, that will be the 2/3 of the focal length. The focal length is nothing but in the telescope object glass to eyepiece, which is mentioned the distance, that is known as focal length. And this eyepiece gives a flat field of view. So when we see the eyepiece come to the object, so it gives the flat field of view. That means the object which is there, we can see very clearly, just like a flat. Okay. And the fourth one is objective. So objective lens is a combination of a double convex lens at the front face and a concave convex lens at the back face. So object glass will be like this. So in this portion you can see this is a telescope. So in this object glass, double convex lens will be there at the front face. Front face means, so this portion is the front face. I am writing as F. So here double convex lens will be provided and concave convex lens at the back face. That means here at the back face you can see a double convex lens will be provided. So concave and convex, we can know what is the differences of concave and convex. I think everyone knows. The image formed by the above compound lens is an inverted real image. So the image which is there at the starting or the object of the instrument which we see from the telescope, so that is nothing but a inverted real image. We will call it as a inverted real image. And the fifth one is diaphragm. So what is diaphragm? The crosshairs designed to give different line of sight consists of a vertical and a horizontal hair held in flat metal ring called reticule. We will call it as reticule. So in modern instrument, the reticule is an interchangeable capsule which fits into diaphragm. So modern instrument means that is an advanced instrument. In that instrument we can change the diaphragm lenses, just like nowadays we are using the cameras. So for the cameras we can change the different lenses also. So just like the instrument also has the lenses for the clear objects. So the crosshairs it is mentioned. So what is the crosshair? In the object glass we can see the round type circle will be there. So in the round type circle we can see a center line will be mentioned and a cross line will be mentioned and the top and bottom lines. So you can see this is the center of the line of portion and we will call the line of sight also, that is mentioned as well. And these are nothing but the crosshairs. You can see these upper and down and middle line we will call it as crosshairs. So it is designed to give the definite line of sight. So that is we call as this one line of sight, and it consists of a vertical and horizontal hair. So this one is called vertical and these portions are called horizontal hair. So this is consist in the flat metal ring called reticule. So this round circle which is called, it is the reticule. The portion which is there, it is the reticule portion. So we will call that flat metal ring. Okay. So this is portion is called diaphragm. And the next one is bubble tube. So here two bubble tubes are attached for the dumpy level. One is longitudinal bubble tube and the other is cross bubble tube. So longitudinal bubble tube will be like this. So just like it will be like this one. So in this the water type a bubble will be there. So it is nothing but a mercury droplet. So this portion which is there is called bubble tube. This is bubble. So this one is longitudinal bubble. So it will move up and down. So this arrow shows both side directions, whether it goes up and whether it is going down. So to and fro movement will be there. This is longitudinal bubble tube. And coming to the cross bubble tube, it will be in the circle. At the circle at center, one small circle will be there. So this is a bubble. So this bubble will be moving on to all corners. When we rotate with that foot screws, this bubble tube will be moving to the all corners. When it comes to the center of the position, that is the exact point of the instrument. And these tubes contain spirit levels. So these two bubble tubes contain spirit. The surrounding portion which is there, it is a spirit level type. So this circle portion also will have spirit level. So automatically when the level equally flat surface is there, the bubble tube will be standing in the center. And these are placed at right angles to each other on the top of the telescope or on its one side. So one will be on the telescope and the another will be the bottom of the adjacent side of the telescope on the dumpy level. So these are known as bubble tube. And these bubbles is brought to the center with the help of foot screws. This is not a root, this is F. With the help of foot screws only, this bubble tube will be moving on. And the next one is compass. A compass is provided below the telescope. So below the telescope a compass will be there. We can check the readings in that also, angles, and it is used for taking the magnetic bearing of a lines. So this is used for the bearing of a lines only, magnetic bearing of a lines only it will be taken. So this is our dumpy level instrument. So we can see here and we can see the differences also, automatic level and dumpy level. So we can see here on the top of the instrument, this one is called integrated collimator. This is for rough targeting portion. So in these small object lines we can see here, and this is called focusing screw. To get a sharp image, this black color one which is there, this will be when we rotate this one up and down, the object will be clearly visible. And this portion is called telescope with objective. And this is called lens for adjustment of the crosshair to our eye. We will call it as eyepiece also. And another one is called compensator. It is inside the instrument. So the inside the instrument, nothing but the operation involved for the instrument. And the next one is horizontal drive screw. So this one is horizontal drive screw. When you tighten this screw, it will be not rotated. This instrument will be not rotated 360 degrees. And here horizontal circle degrees. We can see here when this instrument rotates to and fro 360 degrees. We can see here 340, 330, 360. So on this compass readings also can be taken. And these are the leveling screws, the black color which are there, these are the leveling screws. These screws will be 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3. In a triangle type it will be there, 1, 2, 3. So these screws are connected with the 3 portions. Okay. So this is the sum of the parts. And here spirit level, you can see spirit level for checking the level. So this is also we will call it as bubble tube. And you can see some other parts also. This is in this portion it is called circular bubble, and this is called objective lens, and these are called foot screws, and this is portion is called base plate. Whereas coming here eyepiece will be for both of the common, and this is sighting pointer, horizontal circle, focusing knob, and fine adjustment. So these two instruments are fixed on the leveling stand. We will call it as tripod stand also. So auto level fixed on tripod stand. And the next one is Y or Y level. So what is Y level? The Y or Y level is a very delicate instrument. So remember, this is a very delicate instrument and very costly also. it consists of many loose and open parts. So as comparison to the dumpy and dumpy level, so this instrument has very many loose and open parts. So the telescope can be removed from Y supports and reversed end for end. So we can remove the telescope from the instrument, which are the Y supports, means those are all joints, and it can be reversed end for end. The advantage of Y level over the dumpy level is that its permanent adjustments can be carried out indoors very easily and rapidly. So here one of the advantage of this Y level is that over the dumpy level the permanent adjustments can be carried out indoors very easily and rapidly. So comparison to the dumpy level, the Y level is very easily and rapidly to use. So this is our Y level instrument, the diagram. So we can see one by one component part. So the first part is called this one, eyepiece. So for every instrument we will have the eyepiece and the object glass. So this one is called object glass, and this is the ray shape, a metallic ring which is provided at the top of the object glass, and these are the clips which are provided for the telescope to not move. Okay, and this portion is called telescope. And focusing screw, this focusing screw, just like for the dumpy level how it is there, for this also it will be there. And this one is called diaphragm screw. So this diaphragm screw it is for the adjustment of the eyepiece or diaphragm, and this is called Y supports. So these are nothing but Y rings. So we can loosen these Y rings and we can attach the telescope. So whenever we do the instrument in the field practical, so these parts are removed and fixed at the site. And the another one is a level tube. So the level tube is nothing but this one. So the black color which is there, this is called bubble tube. So it will be moving on up and down. And now this one is called foot screws. So for every instrument we will have the foot screws compulsory. Based on these foot screws only, the bubble tube will be moving. So when the bubble tubes come center, that is the exact position of the instrument. So this is Y level component parts, and this is the actual instrument. So how it is there you can see. You can identify the parts also now. So these are the foot screws, okay, metallic ring, object glass, eyepiece, focusing screw, telescope. Here we can see so many parts. So these are all nothing but bubble tube, foot screws, tripod stand, base plate, and the next one is modern tilting level. So comparison between here, the previous instrument Y level and the dumpy level, all are used for the measuring of ground levels only. And the third one is modern tilting level. So this is the instrument which is used for the levels. You can see it is very short and very, in the color it is also different. So this is the actual component parts. So in this also we can see a ray shade is there, and a clamping screw is there, and a prism is there, a new one, a prism is appeared here, a reflector, you can see telescope, eyepiece, and a scale is there. It is to see the measurements from the scale, how much it is moving on, and micrometer screw and foot screw. So the foot screws are commonly used for the every instrument. So modern tilting level, here we can see the telescope has a small motion about a horizontal axis, and it is also called as tilting level. So the main advantage is that the vertical axis need not be truly vertical. So in this, the modern tilting level, one advantage is there, That is, the vertical axis need not be truly vertical. That means the diaphragm which is there, this will not be in the center. So there is no problem of this point of view. And the line of collimation is not perpendicular to vertical axis. Just now what I was saying, the line of collimation means the center horizontal line which will be not perpendicular to the vertical axis. Okay, this line not will be exactly centrally, whether it will be in this way position. So that is nothing but a model thing. And here the LOC is made horizontal for each pointing of telescope by means of tilting screw. LOC means line of collimation. So it is made horizontal for each pointing of telescope by means of tilting screw. By the help of tilting screw, we can point the telescope the horizontal points. So this is a tilt compensating device. You can see horizontal, okay. So when this triangle position is there, so these objects which are appear here, when we see from the eyepiece, so it refracts the glass object and we can see here. So when telescope tilts up, compensator swings backward. You can see here, this is a level line of sight. So when we see from this line, the object here which is there, this will be tilting. So this will be moved up, and here it will be reflected to down, and this will be again reflected to upward, and it goes to the object point. So this is the, when the telescope tilts upward, the compensator which is there, it will be sinks backward again. So we can see here telescope horizontal, this is level line of sight, and this is wire support, this is compensator. This portion which is there, this is a compensator. So finally, with the help of this device we can see. And the last one is automatic level. This is very important in our civil engineering field. So a automatic level instrument looks like this. So here also we can see the component parts: eyepiece, circular level, leveling screws called foot screws also, base plate, objective lens. You can see now clearly objective lens, alidade. Alidade is nothing but a point of view, the point which when we are seeing the object, to mark the object we can see from the alidade. And this is the focusing knob or focusing screw to clear the object. So this automatic level, this is also known as self-aligning level. We will call the self-aligning level, and it is first level approximately by a small circular bubble. So we will level first approximately by the small circular bubble, and it is level automatically by automatic tilt compensator embodied in the telescope. So here the automatic compensator which is there, it is fixed in the instrument, that is in the telescope. So it will be level automatically when we rotate the screws. And here it is a recent development. The fundamental difference between auto level and the other levels is that the leveling is not manually but is leveled automatically. So it is achieved by inclination compensating device. So coming to the recent development, the fundamental differences between the auto level and other levels, that means auto level and for the dumpy level or Y level. So in this instrument, leveling is manually, it is not done manually, it is leveled automatically. So whatever the measurements we are taking, we can be achieved by the inclination compensating device. So that is the use of this automatic level, and we can do very easily and fastly. So this is the automatic level inside portion. So inside portion the telescope will be like this. This is the total telescope we can see, and this portion is called our sighting object, eyepiece, and this is the object glass. and this is a bubble tube, center one. So collimator, on the top of the portion it will have sterilization.